win a game to win a game that way. Your whole sidelines is sitting there and watching 12 guys execute and watching a kicker kick that's been so great for us all year. I can tell you this, not one guy on that sideline didn't believe he was going to make that. And so when it goes through, I mean, that's mission accomplished for this week. I mean, we all believed we'd come in here like the 1970 team did and win an East Final to go on a Grey Cup. I mean, we're on a quest for 9. We've talked about it all year. We worked hard to get to this point, and that work is paying off.
We know the defense is good, right? Were you surprised that the defense was that good in the first?
I'm never surprised with our defense. Our defense competes like hell on every single play. They don't concede anything. They give great effort. They have great toughness, and they have all the ability. And when they put it together each and every week, I'm never surprised by results. That's a standard and expectation that we have for our defense, and that's everybody that plays on it. And so we go against it every day. You know, the offense goes against it every day, and we get to see it firsthand what it's like. So, no, I'm never surprised, but obviously very, very happy with the execution and the standard of play, what we did.
Jason, take me through that Davis Alexander injury and the way you communicated on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I mean, I made sure Bethel knew it was happening and to be ready. And when I said that, Dave was like, "I'm not coming out." So I said, "All right, then be smarter out there." And obviously, when you're talking with me and AC, we're talking about plays. It's don't put him in harm's way then, because there's a lot of plays that we can call where he does move a little bit more, and we tried not to call those plays. And then the other thing I told Davis was now trust everybody. Don't do it yourself. So when we say you're playing against a defense that's going to give you certain things, you've got to trust it and go through it and go through your progressions and be smart about things. So, and I think he did that.
Do you feel it was smart enough before that? Or?
Well, I mean, he plays the game a little bit differently at times. So sometimes he tries to make plays with his legs. If he doesn't see something, that's kind of not to say a first instinct, but if he doesn't see something right away and he feels like he can move from the pocket, he's going to move because he makes great plays outside of the pocket. But when you have that hindrance, then you have to trust the offense, and the offense is built with answers. So, if you can sit in the pocket, which our offensive line does a great job of doing that and providing that protection, he's got to get to his second and third option at times and check the ball down and trust guys are going to make the plays with their legs like Charleston did at the end of the game, instead of him having to make them. And I think that's a growth that quarterbacks, as they progress in offenses, that they progress in games, they understand and they become even more dangerous.
I would have told you this week that you'd score only one offensive touchdown. Do you think it would have been enough?
Probably not. I mean, you're going against a team that had a bye week, could look at everything in the season, and I know how potent they have as an offense. I know they're led by a Hall of Fame quarterback who had a tremendous year and have tons of weapons, and I have a ton of respect for their offense and with Scott the way he calls it. I would have thought we had to go out there and score more, and that was the expectation, that our offense would go out and score more points. But anytime we get into a dogfight, I'm all for it. I mean, because our team believes, our team competes, and I know our defense has everyone's back, and and vice versa. With the offensive guys and special teams guys. So it's a complete effort. We have a 3-phase football team, and it's awesome to watch them execute and watch them compete and play.
Jason, when they're 3rd and 3 late in the game, are you hoping as a coach that they're going to go for it? That could extend the drive and maybe get a touchdown, or they tie the game and you have enough time. What was your?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure what they would do, to be quite honest with you. I know Scott's at times very aggressive as a play caller, and I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have went for the first down and tried to get it, and know that they probably still with the timeout could have stopped us, got the ball back, and still tied it up, kind of thing. So I wasn't quite sure, at that moment, but I knew this. The moment they gave the ball back to us, I knew what was happening, and we talked about that scenario all week. About, hey, if this gets this, we're going to be aggressive. We're not going to leave them with time. We're going to leave Bo Levi with any time if we can help it. So I knew we would be aggressive if we got the ball back. And, you have that belief. And I've had the belief all year for about 355 days that we'd get back to this moment. And I knew, I trust this team. I believe in this team. I believe in our compete. And I tell them all the time, you got to manifest things and you got to believe in things. And when I looked up at the score and saw it 16-16, 9's a really important number to this team. And I knew we'd get to 19 if we won it. And that's all I could think about. So, you know, I think our guys did the same on the sidelines.
Last thing for me, how far would you have let Jose try that from with the game on the line?
Well, I've seen him kick a 58-yarder in Calgary, and I know he's kicked a couple, 7, I believe, over 50 yards. I know that wind, it wasn't gale force or anything, but there was enough. So I would probably say, I don't know what he made that one by, but it had probably been that. It'd probably been about 45, 47-yarder. And then if not, then we would have had to go for overtime kind of thing. But, I knew it was well within our range when I saw the last, yard made. I knew we were just perfectly fine. Just got to execute.
So what have you heard about Davis Alexander's injury? I mean, he's going to be at 100% next week?
It's too early to tell right now. I've know, Davis, has played with this injury for a few games this year. He played the majority of our training camp with it. So I know he knows how to deal with it, but, it remains to be seen how bad it is. And if he does not go, we'll still have the same expectation on our team, which is to go in and win, and I don't care who we play. So, obviously we're going to make sure Davis can, but if he can't, every guy on our team is going to believe.
You said at the end of the game you sort of adjusted plays to make sure he's safe. Would that be the same thing next week?
We'd have to do that. We'd have to come up with a game plan that, plays to what he's able to do. And I don't care if the other team knows that or not. It'll be just based on us executing and what it comes down to. And I know he's fully capable of playing in that pocket and making good decisions and chopping the ball down to a bunch of guys that I believe can make plays on our offense. So he's just got to distribute the ball. And if that's the case, but hell, he may wake up tomorrow with no issues and he'll be just fine. And that's what I'm hoping for.
You're saying he's faking it?
I'm not saying that, but it may be not as serious as we all think it might be.
I know the job is not done yet, but how much this win is some kind of redemption to what happened in the Eastern Finals last year?
I'll say this. I mean, you work really hard. We worked as a team. We talked about it from the moment last year ended to what would get us back to this point. We talked about it in training camp. We talked about it after that game, in fact, in the locker room, that we needed to be better. And we would be better, and it would be a concerted effort as the whole team would be better. We talked about it when we say chin the damn ball in training camp, everybody's going to know what that means, and that's where it started. And so we've worked extremely hard to get to this point. We all believe we'd get past this point, but you still have to be excited about getting to this and winning this game because it's a big game. This is a hard game to win, particularly on the road against the best team in the East. So, I want our guys to celebrate this and understand what it means to win a game like this and how much work and effort and how many standards have to be met for this. But those standards they've been met since day one we got together this year. And I'm so happy that this team gets to move on together because this is a team. If you looked it up in the dictionary, you'd see a picture of this team, in my opinion. They play for each other, they do all the things right. And I just love that our week gets continued and they get to experience a Grey Cup because there's nothing like it in our sport. And I'm just so happy and thankful for that. And now it's about getting back to work, in which we love to come to work. Our guys love to work. They love to compete, and they get to do it for one more week and then finish it with a 9th.
So, Saskatchewan, BC, you're cheering for?
I could care less.
Included. I'm so proud of him because he stayed in the game. He didn't get a ton of targets. He didn't get not a lot of people got a ton of targets, not a ton of receptions. But we talk about when it's your moment, you never really know with our 5 wide receivers because they're so special. We talk about being ready for the moment and being ready for when you get that rock, and he did what Rambo does.
And it wasn't your first read, you've been told on that play?
No, it was not my first read.
You said it wasn't like the first 2 you felt playing the hamstring, but so I guess there's no way you're not playing next week?
Oh, there's no way I'm not playing.
If we'd have told you this week you would get only 1 touchdown, do you feel it would be enough for a win?
I asked our guys before the game for 25. 25 was my magic number because I knew how good our defense was, and 19 was enough.
Davis, you didn't run on the last possession. Could you have if you had to?
That's a really good question. I couldn't answer that for you.
Do you think you could?
there's a will, there's a way.
Winning is winning, but is there a better way to win than that for the guys on the team when you're watching that happen?
Excuse me. Maybe. Save our heartbeats a little bit. But if you were to tell me we were going to win like that, then I'll say no, because that was incredible. Maltos deserves that moment. Our team deserves that moment. Our defense deserves that moment, and ultimately our offense does too. But I'm just so proud of our group, so proud of everybody. This was as much of a team win as I think we've had in a really, really, really long time.
I know you didn't play the first 2 games this year against Hamilton, but through the year, the 3 games, Montreal scored 2 touchdowns against them in those 3 games. Why were they so tough against you guys that way?
Not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. It felt like a grimy playoff game. The thing is again, we didn't want to turn the ball over, and we put a lot of trust in our defense. And I didn't play the cleanest game. I missed a couple reads. I'll be the first one to admit that, first one to say that. It just felt like I never really fully settled in, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But yeah, I gotta be better for us. But again, I talked about it yesterday. I don't have to be Superman for this team to win. Whether people believe that or not, I hope now they do. But this is a full unit. This is one heartbeat. We talk about this all the time. So proud of our guys. We're excuse me. We're as resilient as it comes, and it's hard to come into a hostile environment like this. But a team like us, we thrive. We thrive on this. I watched the movie 300 last night. That's like 1,000,000 soldiers versus 300. That's kind of what it felt like tonight. Before that, I think there was 1:40 to go, and they put I couldn't believe it. They put the 300 on the big screen. I don't know if anybody caught that. They put the 300 on the big screen, and I started literally laughing, smiling, and all I could think about was, had to have been my freaking dad upstairs talking to me, saying, you're built for this. This is the way you want it. Montreal versus the world, and we got it done thanks to 1-9 over there.
Davis, we've been told didn't win. Talk to you before the last drive. What did he say?
Yeah, he just he was coming off the field, and that guy is another guy that cares more than anything, and he's just pointing at me, like in his intense way, giving me the fist, and I started laughing a little bit, and I'm like, I got you, let's go do this.
Davis, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You're 13-0 now, starting off your season, first season as starter, and now you're headed to the Grey Cup. How are you feeling?
It's unreal. It's an unbelievable feeling, but there is one more. There is one more job to be done. I can tell you, we're going to celebrate this one tonight, and it's back to work Sunday morning.
Do you appreciate what you're doing, though? Like, this has never been done in the over 100-year history of this league. No one has gone 13 in a row as a starter. I know this team talks about compete and heartbeat. Can you believe what's happened to you over the last year?
I can, because I know how hard that I work and how hard I want this and how hard I've been working since literally November. When you're given an opportunity, there's 9 quarterbacks in this league, right? They decided to go, organization decided to go with me over, one of my best friends, Cody Fajardo, a guy who led this team to a Grey Cup. Grey Cup MVP, led us to 12-5-1 last year. In my eyes, he's a Hall of Famer. When a team gives you that and gives you the keys and shows you that confidence, you better do everything in your power to make sure that you're not going to let them down. So I can believe it, because I care more about football than probably almost anything in this world besides my family. And that's 1A, 1B. They know that because they're the same way. But it's special, but I think it would make it even more special if we got one more. And then it was, we wait another 6 or 7 months and see when we're going to lose.
Last question. Jose, Byron Archambault told me that in the off-season, you kick on a field that's full of divots and holes, and that you send him a photo saying, it really doesn't matter what I deal with, this is what I have to kick against a rusted old soccer frame. Take us through your mentality, knowing how you prepare, how hard you work for a moment like that.
Look, yeah, actually, I live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, in the Mayan Riviera. So I work out in the off-season in a soccer field, so no breaks, but I've been kicking since college. Back in 2010, I started my career in college in Mexico, and then I started my professional career with the Saints in the NFL in 2013. So I've been kicking a lot. So now I know where to kick, how to prepare. I just need to have mental toughness. So that's what I need to do, and that's what I work every time.
How do you feel before the kick? Were you nervous? Or?
I was thinking actually in the off season, like those kind of kicks. I was thinking like seeing like the goalie and just through there. So I was just trying to do my best. I work hard every time. So I've been waiting for this opportunity in the CFL since 2018, always as a practice roster kicker. But I knew my time will come, so I was praying for this opportunity. So I'm happy to have this opportunity and help the team.
What does stay hard mean?
Stay hard is a mental. It's just no matter what, you need to keep going every time. Ups and downs, you need to keep working, showing up, and that's what I do every time. I show up every single day in the gym, on the field, and try to do my best every time.
Can you describe the feeling when you watch that ball go through the uprights?
Second?
Can you describe the feeling you had when you watched the ball go through the uprights?
Like a dream. Like for me, it was like I always think like one kick at a time before I kick. So I just need to. I needed to have a clean hit, a sweet spot that I found today against the wind. But it's like I just need to be focused. It's how I practice during the week. I always kick against the wind to know what to do like today, because the wind was in front of my face, so I just needed to aim good, have my target, and follow through.
Do you enjoy, though, taking a very noisy stadium and make it going totally silent when you hit that ball?
Yeah, I love it. I always think like, I'm from Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico. I'm far away from here. It's not my language even, but I enjoy playing football. For me, it's like therapy. I can kick just for kicking and be ready mental. So I love kicking. I found that love since I was in college, even high school, I think. So I enjoy this opportunity, and I'm grateful with God that gave me this chance to help the team to play another game.